Does everyone think of yesterday's elimination?
Poor Sakura Kazama, we hardly knew thee.
The eliminated queen proved her worth when she ended up in the bottom and couldn't fight her way back into the competition. Nothing more needs saying.
Well, I'm gonna go out and say it, y'all. I am shocked. Dahlia Swan is shocked. Knowing who Sakura Kazama was, Zoara, you and I have traveled and performed with her. She really was not holding up as well as we are in this competition. Sakura, Zoara, and I have traveled and performed together as sort of like the three drag musketeers for years and years. It's really shocking to see that she was an early out. It was only the second challenge and she's gone. And we're on the eve of the third challenge, she's gone. And I honestly expected to see her at the top with Zoara and myself. And, well, she's just gone. And it really makes me look back and question what I consider to be good drag and good performances and whatnot. Maybe Sakura really wasn't up to our standards. Or my standards. Oh, now that's embarrassing. I guess my psychic powers are going out of control. I'm just like Jean Grey of the X-Men.
I don't feel bad about losing Sakura. Like I've nothing against her or anything. And honestly, she wasn't really competition for me. It just makes it all the easier for me to simply walk up and snatch the crown.
I might have sent Sakura Kazama home yesterday, and I don't feel bad about it, not one iota. Like, if she really wanted to remain in this competition, then she should have fought to stay out of the bottom. It was her loss either way, because Arania the Spider is an assassin of drag.
I was paying attention to last night's lip sync, and I have to say that Aranea has some skills, but I'm not afraid. Were we ever to meet in the bottom, she'd be going home. No tea, no shade.
I won my first challenge so far. Of course it was for the runway because let's face it, I am the best looking queen here. It is now the third challenge, and I want to keep my winning streak going, yes.
Hello, my Morganisms. How are we doing this lovely day? Are you still recovering from yesterday's Tartosa challenge? Well, I hope that you've recovered enough, because now you have a new challenge on your hands. For today's Maxi Challenge, you will be required to film a pilot for a brand new science fiction series entitled Gay Queens from Outer Space. Well, I thought that would have an echo effect on it. Well, anyway, before you get too comfortable into groups, there is one little detail. One of your removed sisters will be walking through that door in about now. So be sure to greet her warmly and welcome her with open arms and form teams of 3, just like last challenge. And when you're done with that, bring your best Le Chic Le Freak look to the main center stage. Now, be there or be square.
So did she really need to return? Like, I guess I should be thankful for Morgyn throwing us a bone like this, because obviously this returnee isn't going to replace any of us here.
We only recently reach a point in the competition, a quickening, if you will, that has seen our overall number reduced to 11. Now Morgyn tells us that we are to be receiving a formerly eliminated queen and welcome them back into the competition. I smell shenanigans afoot.
Oh, up! Who the fuck is Morgyn bringing back today? I did not give my consent for any of these hoes who got sent home to come back, Morgyn. This is bullshit. We sent 3 of these bitches home already, now you're telling me one of them's coming back? What the actual fuck?
I only just barely won my first challenge yesterday. I do not need some returning loser ruining this for me.
Honestly, I am not at all threatened by an eliminated queen returning. If anything, it will give me more time to properly analyze and assess my remaining competition.
Hello, people. Honey Marie Combs is back with vengeance. That's right, I'm back. Lucky for all of you idiot box watchers out there that I had nothing better to do. Don't everyone get up and welcome me all at once or anything. Bunch of frigid shrews. That's right, ladies. Honey Marie Combs is back, and she's taking names this time, whatever that means. Coming back into this competition means that I've got another shot, a second chance to capture the flag, so to speak. I'm not holding back this time. My exit earlier in this competition proved only one thing, that anyone can go home at any time. My return on this day means that I can and will change the outcome of my destiny.
I'm honestly confused as to why we needed Honey back. Like, was there some minute detail of the assignment that I missed or something?
So, who should walk through that door and grace us with her presence? None other than Honey Marie Combs in the flesh. Oh, how I wish I were lying. I wish it wasn't true, but unfortunately, it is true.
I don't want to jump the gun or anything here, but since we're back at being 12 queens, again for this challenge, I think that the 3 of us should be in a team again.
I'm fine with it, so long as Miss Building a Sandcastle is an active participant this time.
What on earth are you on about? I was being active, darling. You couldn't keep the cameras off of me, could you?
I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that we 3 should be a team again for this challenge.
Oh, so we're bringing Team Dahlia Swan out of retirement so soon? Well, I had other plans, but what the hell, why not?
Oh, darling, there was never a Team Dahlia Swan.
Yeah, I'm game if we're forming the old team back together.
We've only been a group since last challenge. Why is everyone acting like it's the Bangles coming out of retirement?
Because, Zoara, darling, we are just that good. Just that good that people want to see us more and more and more.
Selene, my dear, would you do me the great honor of once again being partnered with me in a group?
Sure. I mean, it's not like the other queens haven't already formed secret alliances.
No, my dear. If you wish to really know about secret alliances, I can tell you all there is to know.
Wow, you must watch a lot of competitive reality television. Did you happen to catch this last season of The Challenge?
I'm afraid I don't own a television.
What? Seriously, what do you do all day when you're not working?
Selene, my dear, there are these public institutions called libraries. Despite being home to all sorts of magical mischief, they are quite mundane. Libraries contain these things that have paper in them with writing, and sometimes illustrations. These are called books. I like reading books so much that I decided to have my own library in my house in the Imperial City. Not that I ever stopped visiting the local bookseller, the first edition. It's just having my own space dedicated to books. Reading and the overall acquisition of knowledge feels more convenient.
Moonwood Mill has a library. It's a bit on the busted side, but a lot of books still have most of their pages.
You will have to come to the Imperial City Library with me, Selene. It will be a splendor that your lycanthrope eyes have ever beheld.
Is there any chance I can be part of your group this time?
Of course, Pomme. Of course. That will round us out to a perfectly odd 3. And fulfill our need for a third wheel participant.
I will be honest, I asked to join Abacus and Selene once more because frankly Argyle Alexis scares me. She comes across like a potential stalker or serial killer, and I want to deal with neither.
So I guess that just leaves us three together as a group.
Don't look so excited to team with me, juicy bitch.
Girl, I don't know what the hell I did. Who I wronged in the past life, whose baby I spat on, to warrant being paired with this bitch twice in a row, 2 challenges in a row. This is bullshit. Juicy Couture don't got time for this bullshit. And now I am paired with this psycho bitch and the cranky hoe over there, Miss Honey Marie, who sounds like Grandpa, who got her ass sent home in the first challenge. So odds aren't looking too good for Miss Juicy. I'm paired up with 2 hoes who don't know right from wrong, up from down, left from right.
So the prodigal daughter returns. How has your time off fared you, Miss Combs?
I spent my time mentally preparing and pumping myself up for my big return.
But you didn't really know that you would be returning, did you?
Well, no, I guess I didn't.
Ah, so you don't really know if your return heralds for something much bigger. Or perhaps you were an easily reachable pawn who can serve as a stepping stone for another queen.
What's with all these questions? I'm confident in myself, Gramps, and really that's all that matters in this competition.
Of course I meant nothing by it, my dear. Surely you have as good a chance at succeeding here as you did in your last try. Really, I just wanted the poor dear to at least try and give us a reasonable response as to why her sudden reappearance at this time should invoke any such feelings of unease or the opposite of absolute indifference and apathy.
Where the hell does Grandma over there get off asking 20 questions and playing mind games with me? If she thinks I'm going to flop belly up, well, she's got another thing coming.
Hello, queens, and welcome to your first ever acting challenge of the season. If you may or may not know, my name is Jackqleen Qkuweeen. I was a contestant on Season 1, and I am the winner of Redemption, if that means anything to you. You are probably already aware that you will be starring in a sci-fi pilot called Gay Queens from Outer Space. Everything has already been written. We have our own crew. The only thing that you need to do is choose the parts, dress up, and act. So I'll leave you a few minutes to do that.
I would just like to take a moment and throw my hat in to nominate Honey for the lead role.
Oh, bitch, yeah, me too. I nominate this hoe right here. Lead part right there goes to you, honey. You deserve it, sweetie.
I'm not stupid. I know what this is. I've been made their sacrificial lamb, and as so, I've been burdened with the most to do. Sleazy, two-timing, backstabbing, snakes.
Sensors scanning area, assessing potential threats in proximity.
But Captain Hermaphrodite, aren't you afraid of aliens?
Nonsense, Spanky. There is not a single being in this galaxy that scares me.
Then you little twinks haven't met me. Anna Lee, or Ann Ella for short. Scourge of Grinder, despot of the truck stop bathroom. I am the most feared and reviled lot lizard you have ever, and will ever meet.
Look, Captain H, a hostile alien!
Stay back, Spanky. I will handle this. So Anel, was it? We are both intelligent beings. Surely we can come to some sort of agreement?
No. You dare compare my magnificent self to you? I am Ann L., the greatest sex-pest space queen the galaxy has ever seen. There will be no chat.
Well, I guess there is only one thing left to do. Laser set for chill-out mode.
Wow, Captain, look how she sparkles!
Yes, she will make an excellent addition to the ice gallery.
Great! Just great. I don't know Aranea from Adam, and yet I am forced to work beside her, and Grimace the Hamburglar over there for this challenge. Why couldn't I be paired up with Zoara and Palmy? Oh, that's right, because everyone here is a backstabbing little sneak-playing alliance games with each other.
And of course, Miss Juicy would arrive to the set wearing the wrong outfit for the captain's assistant.
I love this getup. It makes me look pretty and feel feminine. There was no way in hell, honey, that I was going to go back through wardrobe. Dim the lights, roll the camera, let's get this shit going, all right? It's all done.
Sensor scanning area. Assessing potential threats in proximity.
But Captain Hermaphrodite, aren't you afraid of aliens?
Nonsense, Spanky. There is not a single being in this galaxy that scares me.
Then you little twinks haven't met me. Annalie, or Ann Else for short, Scourge of Grinder, despot of the truck stop bathroom. I am the most feared and reviled lot lizard you have ever and will ever meet.
Look, Captain H, a hostile alien.
Stay back, Spanky. I will handle this. So, Ann L, was it? We are both intelligent beings. Surely we can come to some sort of agreement?
Oh no, you dare compare my magnificent self to you! I am Ann, the greatest sex pest space queen the galaxy has ever seen. There will be no chat!
Well, I guess there is only one thing left to do. Laser set for chill out mode.
Wow, Captain, look how she sparkles.
Yes, she will make an excellent addition to the ice gallery.
Sensor scanning area, assessing potential threats in proximity.
But Captain Hermaphrodite, aren't you afraid of aliens?
Nonsense, Spanky. There is not a single being in this galaxy that scares me.
Then you little twinks haven't met me. Annalie, or Ann L for short, Scourge of Grinder, despot of the truck stop bathroom. I am the most feared and reviled lot lizard you have ever and will ever meet.
Stay back, Spanky. I will handle this. So, Ann L, was it? We are both intelligent beings. Surely we can come to some sort of agreement.
No, you dare compare my magnificent self to you? I am Ann L, the greatest sex pest space queen the galaxy has ever seen. There will be no chat.
Well, I guess there is only one thing left to do. Laser set for chill out mode.
Wow, Captain, look how she sparkles.
Yes, she will make an excellent addition to the ice gallery.
Sensors scanning area, assessing potential threats in proximity.
But Captain Hermaphrodite, aren't you afraid of aliens?
Nonsense, Spanky. There is not a single being in this galaxy that scares me.
Then you little twinks haven't met me, Annalie, or Ann L for short, Scourge of Grinder, despot of the truck stop bathroom. I am the most feared and reviled lot lizard you have ever and will ever meet.
Look, Captain H, a hostile alien.
Stay back, Spanky. I will handle this. So, Ann L, was it? We are both intelligent beings. Surely we can come to some sort of agreement.
No! You dare to compare my magnificent self to you? I am Ann L, the greatest sex pest space queen the galaxy has ever seen. There will be no chat.
Well, I guess there is only one thing left to do. Laser set for chill out mode.
Wow, Captain, look how she sparkles.
Yes, she will make an excellent addition to the ice gallery.
Congratulations, queens. As your director, I feel that each and every one of you has potential to become a fully fledged thespian. Now, as Morgyn had instructed earlier, you're to return to the workroom and devise an outfit for tonight's runway look, which I believe has something to do with freaks and chics or something. Well, just look at my wonderful roster of judges for this week's challenge. You got freaks and you've got chics. Siobhan Fires, how's your freak up, girl? Morgyn, my freak is out, it's on, it's up, it's ready to go. I want to see what these queens are bringing today. Jasper Harp, our little fashion consultant and expert. How are you doing, my dear? Are you excited for the Le Chic, Le Freak runway that our queens are bringing?
Morgyn! I am always ready to party hardy with those queens, but I am especially excited for this week's runway.
Our resident Countess, Vlad. How are you doing, my dear? It's nice to have you back on the panel as a guest judge. Are your wings sore? Yes, of course, Morgyn, of course, because I just flew in from Transylvania. So, of course, my wings are killing me. Oh, very clever. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, our very special guest judge, Season 1 contestant and redemption winner, Jackqleen Qkuweeen from Magnolia Promenade. Darling, it's been ages, it feels like. How are you doing? Hello, Morgyn. I am doing well, and as always, it is a pleasure to return to the show and introduce these young queens to the art of drag. In theater. Of course, they're already accustomed to the art of drag, or else they wouldn't be here. But theatrical drag, I mean, panto and Shakespeare and all that other good shit. Earlier this week, our queens were tasked with taking part in the pilot for a brand new LGBT sci-fi series, Gay Queens from Outer Space. And tonight, for the runway, they were asked to prepare a Le Chic, Le Freak runway look. Now, I'm just itching to see what these queens have brought. So, without further ado, let's do further and reveal my queens!
This runway is inspired by the girl at the club. She's sexy, but she's also a snake. So if you get too close to her, she'll bite and you end up dead. That's the freak part right there.
My runway is inspired by all of those well-to-do housewives on the reality programs. You think they look perfect, but they don't, and they're not. This runway reflects that idea.
This look basically solidifies the idea that Dakota Wild is the party. I mean, come on, someone walks in looking like this. You know they're down to have a good time.
My runway look is basically the girl who appears innocent, but deep down is anything but. I must admit that I do feel a lot like Wednesday Addams in this getup.
Would the following queens please remain on stage? Dahlia Swan, Ebony M.F. Fairbanks, Honey Marie Combs, Pomay, Zoara, Juicy O. Couture, Celine, and Abacus. Thank you. The rest may return to the lounge. Now, ladies, I've asked the 8 of you to remain on stage because I would like to discuss this week's challenge with you. I would like to ask how each of you feels that you did in the Maxi Challenge performance of this week and the runway, tonight's runway of Le Chic, Le Freak, and explain your choices for said runway. We will start with letter A, Abacus.
I feel as though I met the demands of the challenge, despite not being an actor. Make no mistake, I take full responsibility for any errors on my part of the acting challenge. As for tonight's runway, it's giving you chic and freak in a subtle manner.
What exactly is subtle about your look?
I realize that I'm parading out on stage as a bold queen in full drag, trying to convey a sense of glamour with a touch of horror. I suppose I'm relying too heavily on the obvious visual gag to accomplish my look. Perhaps.
I mean, what's so subtle about being a bald drag queen in an expensive dress with nice makeup? I'm sorry, but I still see more chic than freak.
Then perhaps you are more open-minded than the rest of society, in that you don't view the obvious signs of ugliness with repulsion. Or maybe you are just too knowledgeable about fashion for your own good.
Next, we'll hear from Dahlia Swan. Can you give us an explanation on your look and challenge performance? Well, I don't know about everyone else, but I feel like I nailed it in the acting challenge. I have been known to act my little patootie off, so is Zoara. We go way back, and without the history lesson TLDR, I think I knocked it out of the park. As far as my look was inspired by that starlet who has her hair done just so perfectly and glamorously, and it falls down her shoulders and back like a waterfall. She has her nails and everything else done, the most gorgeous dress, and she takes a quick little nap before she goes out to whatever engagement she's got for the night, and she forgets to remove the egg peel mask from her face. How embarrassing! That's about as freak as you can get, right? Thank you, Dahlia. We'll go ahead and now ask Ebony M.F. Fairbanks, if you could please explain yourself to the judges.
I think I did fairly in the acting challenge. Sure, I wasn't a superstar actor like Argyle or Mallory, but I gave it my all, and that's all I can really say about that. As for the runway, let me explain my thought process. So my look is inspired by the freak within coming out. So imagine you're this sex-starved businesswoman. She's done all day slaving away at the office. When she comes home to her man, she doesn't want to talk business. She wants to get down to business.
Okay, Ebony, my problem with your look, which by the way is gorgeous, is that it's chic. I'm not really seeing the freak. I get what you're saying. I get the metaphor, the analogy behind that, the little story, and it makes sense. But as the criteria for the challenge called for, we need to visibly see both the freak and the chic. And all I'm seeing is a gorgeous girl standing before me on stage, all chic and not really much freak. Maybe an attitude, but we need to see that represented more in the challenge.
Right, I understand. I get it.
Next, we'll ask Honey Marie Combs. Honey, how do you feel you did in our main acting challenge this week? And can you please explain for the judges here the thought process behind your look for tonight's Le Chic, Le Freak runway?
My look is basically a really gorgeous Las Vegas showgirl, right? Well, one day she gets into a bit of trouble with the local mob and winds up in the outskirts of town talking to robots with a hole in her head.
Thank you, honey. That was certainly an interesting interpretation. Next, we will go ahead and ask Juicy Au Couture the same question. How do you feel you did on tonight's runway and this week's acting challenge? My look is basically this exotic alien bitch who comes down from Venus to investigate Uranus, okay? And she's gonna look her best, okay? She's gonna hoe it up to the max, okay? She's coming to a new planet to investigate things. She ain't going to the bargain barn. She's gonna come out here looking to the nines, honey. That's why I'm dressed to the nines here. I'm blessed, but up here I'm a mess. Okay, that's how that is. Now, as for the acting challenge, well, that's easy, Morgan. How the hell do you think I did paired with those two clowns? Not very good. Not very good at all, Morgan. Not very good. Oh, thank you, Juicy. Next, we'll ask Pame. Pame, can you please explain your look and how you did in this week's acting challenge?
I feel like I did quite well on the acting. Of course, I was supported by my fellow queens, Abacus and Celine. As for my runway, Morgan, I did notice that the Countess and I share a similar taste when it comes to bad fashion.
Oh, Countess, she's right. She's wearing your look. Oh, how do you feel about this, Countess? It's a disaster, of course. All things are a disaster. Both of our looks are terrible, which means that we both share the same knowledge of disastrous looks. Congratulations, darling. Thank you, Pame. Next, we'll ask Celine. Celine, what are your thoughts on how you did during the acting this week's challenge and your look for tonight's Le Chic Le Freak runway?
For the acting, I echo the same sentiments as my colleagues. We all did our part, and I think we rocked. For my runway look, I asked myself, the beauty or the beast? Why not both?
Well, Celine, you are very gorgeous and very beastly, and I feel like this look of yours is a bit more on the freak than the chic side, but at the same time, I feel like I'm compelled to say there's also a certain chic to it. Thank you for that. We will go to lastly but not leastly, Miss Zoara. Can you please explain your look and how you did on the acting challenge this week?
I think I did pretty okay on the acting challenge, though I begrudgingly admit that Dakota and Dahlia were better, albeit slightly. As for my runway look, I'm not going to lie, Morgan. I pretty much just pulled it out of my arse last minute.
Oh, that's really surprising to hear, Zoara. So zero thought and planning went into this look tonight.
No, Morgan, I'm afraid not. I do have a confession to make, though.
Oh, well, by all means, go ahead, Zoara, carry on.
I didn't elaborate on a story for this look because, well, I am the look. Or rather, I was the look. A sad mime who ended up as an expensive escort for the night.
Morgan, if I may interject for a moment, if I may impart my impartial perspective on this matter, I believe that Zoara killed the challenge, as the kids say. She did well. She came in and followed instructions, and her character and part were in sync and believable. And if that movie was playing at the cinema, I would not feel ripped off if I had gone to a midnight showing of it. That is my opinion. I believe that Zoara has all of the makings of a fine thespian.
Just letting you know here and now that I like guys far too much to ever swing that way.
Zoara, that is a great backstory. Now, you were pulling my leg, right? There was no way that you were ever a mime. Thank you, ladies. I have another question to ask all of you. Who should go home tonight and why? We'll start again with Abacus.
Honey Marie Combs should do what she does best. Exit stage right and keep traveling until she reaches her hotel room.
Thank you, Abacus. Dahlia Swan, who should go home tonight and why? I'm going to go ahead and say that Aranea should probably go home because she hasn't really impressed me. And sure, she won one lip sync, but she was in the bottom in the first place, and the goal is to remain out of the bottom. So in my opinion, Aranea is the one who needs to go. Ebony MF Fairbanks, who should go home tonight and why?
I hate to say it, but I think probably Mallory Mocha Marshall is the one to go tonight. She's basically just been a glorified background character at this point, and we all know it takes more than that to win Drag Race.
Honey Marie Combs, who should go home tonight and why?
If it were up to me, Aranea and Juicy would both be sashaying the hell out of this building and out of the competition. They're both sneaky, manipulative, and they have zero sense of communication outside of, you do it, I nominate you.
Juicy Couture, who should go home tonight and why? I say send all these bitches home, honey, because someone's got to win, right? Someone's got to get the crown. Why not it be me, Morgan? Crown me. Make me the winner. Send these bitches home. Final answer. Homie, who should go home tonight and why?
I don't have any hostilities towards any of the other queens, however I would probably say Aranea because she has not impressed me.
Celine, who should go home tonight and why?
I would probably say Honey, I guess, but only because she's already gone home once, and it's not too early for it to happen a second time.
And lastly, but certainly not leastly, Zoa, who should go home tonight and why?
I would have to agree with my sisters and cast my vote against Aranea and Honey Marie remaining in the competition. I've seen their work, their style, and their behavior, none of which is befitting of a future magical queen.
Thank you, queens. You've certainly given us a lot to think about. You may return to the lounge with your sisters while we judges deliberate. Meanwhile, tensions were certainly high for the queens residing in the Delusion Convince Yourself lounge, as some of the queens had gotten wind of the decisions being made on stage. Let's take a look, shall we? And while you holding back, sis, Ebony, why don't you tell everybody how you said Mallory should get the fuck out right there on stage?
Wait a minute. Are you serious? You thought that I should go home tonight?
Gee, thanks, Juicy. I couldn't imagine ever not telling a fellow Bright Chester gal that she should go home. Well, I wasn't going to suggest myself, was I?
Really? I can't believe it. Like, was I even bad enough to justify my name being selected?
Wait, what is going on right now in this moment?
When it came down to brass tacks, okay, I made a split-second decision that was between you, Mallory Mocha Marshall, and everyone else in the competition. And because I was busy working with you and Argyle, I didn't scout the chance to assess the other queens, did I?
You could have said Honey's name for what it's worth, but whatever, the damage has been done.
Hey!
I wish I could say that Ebony's revelation shocked me. It doesn't. Yes, we might both be from Bright Chester, but we're not sisters. We never traveled in the same circles. Our friends are completely different. The truth of the matter is, she was just a sole team member looking out for themselves. It's understandable, but still feels like betrayal.
How about you tell us all how you thought Aranea and Honey should both be sent home, Juicy?
But you even said I should go home.
And did I stutter?
Ooh, bitch. Alright. I see Juicy sees where this shit is going. The gauntlets are been dropped, bitch. Okay, alright. You want a reprisal? I'll get all you asses a reprisal. Yes, I did suggest that the two weakest links in the chain, so to speak, should sashay their asses the fuck out of the competition. Because first of all, Miss Honey Marie Combs, your ass already been eliminated once before. I don't even know why you're here. I'm still trying to figure that shit out. Erenea, you got lucky. You sent Sakura Kazama home. She was a weak link herself. Even her own two comrades from before saw that shit. And be it how it is, I'm down to play any which way, Erenea. If it came down to me, I would send your ass home. Because none of y'all have seen Juicy work it out. And that's my piece. I've spoken my truth. Peace.
Uh-oh, incoming meltdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, really juicy! Really, my own teammate throws me to the sharks!
Well, to be fair to Erenea, we all kind of just said your name. I mean, Honey just got back, and some of us were thinking that she deserves a second shot, even if her drag is a bit bleh. But, you know, you really were kind of bad, just from what we could see.
Arania, if it's any consolation at all, I felt my own runway could have been better this week, and I suck terribly at acting myself. So, let's hope that's the last of those challenges.
This is good. It's good to finally see how all of you really think of me. Now that it's out in the open, I'm not holding back anymore, and I'm done playing these little mind games that the other queens seem to be so fond of. The real Erenea, the Black Widow, is coming out, and none of these bitches is prepared to handle her.
It sucks that everyone's fighting again, and Erenea has kind of been targeted as this weak queen. I'm just happy that no one said Dakota Wild. Yeah, that puts a smile on my face.
I really do kind of feel for Erenea because I know what it's like being the targeted queen. All the way back when I first walked through those doors in the You Better Work room, and little Miss Clairvoyant and Honey Marie Combs were just dogpiling me right and left. Didn't matter what I said. So my heart goes out to her. Even though I think she could use some polishing, some improvement, she doesn't deserve to be lambasted in such a way.
Might I make a bold declaration that everyone in the room who is currently at odds with someone to please get over it? Need I remind you all that we still have yet to learn who the winners and losers of this week are? And added anxiety and hostilities isn't going to ease the revelation.
Easy for you to say. No one called your name out on that stage.
And if I deserve to be in the bottom for my effort, then so be it. I won't, however, remain in the bottom. Best to keep that in mind, fledglings. By chance we ever have to lip-sync.
The tension in the room is terrible for my pause. Not to mention it's taking my concentration away from praying for my second win. Thanks a lot, Juicy, you overripe bitch.
Earlier in this competition, I really saw Dahlia as a threat, but looking at her now, she's really just a clown in a girly wig. Like, I can't believe I was ever intimidated by her of all people. Like, what's there to be scared of, aside from her bad accent?
Now, tonight, of course, there's going to be a lot of emotions running high. It's the first time this season that these batch of queens have been asked who should go home tonight and why. So, there's going to be some people are going to be feeling a certain kind of way. Let me just say that. Siobhan, do you want to go ahead and start us off? Tell us your opinion. Everything that's been said so far, who do you feel are our tops and bottoms of the night? I listened to what each of the queens had to say, and while I still am disappointed with Ebony's runway performance, and her performance in the video was lackluster, I do agree with her sentiments about Mallory potentially going home. I think she should be a potential candidate for the bottom. Everything Mallory has said is true. She has been basically a background character. They both have, so far, disappointingly. So, I feel like it's not an excuse to save one queen over another just because they're on the same team, or they might be friends. If they both did poorly, they should both have to lip sync. As for winners, I think that the best video was with Zora's performance. I'm going to go ahead and agree with Jackqleen Qkuweeen, our sister from Season 1. As for the runway, I'm tied between Dahlia because I know she won a challenge, but that's the whole point, is to win. And she looks amazing. She always looks amazing. And then you have Pomay, who looks just like the Countess there in the same outfit, and it's spectacular. It's so terrible, it's great. Jasper Harp, what are your thoughts on tonight's tops and bottoms? What are your opinions? Who should stay? Who should go? Who should win? Who should lose?
I wasn't very impressed with Arenia's work in the video. And to be honest, I haven't really been impressed with her since the season started. So, nothing's changed in that regard. However, as a fashion expert, I do feel like she unironically nailed the chic portion of Le Chic, Le Freak, and that deserves some recognition.
Countess Vlad, what are your thoughts? Who should stay? Who should go? I was not impressed with Ebony's team. If it were up to me, all three of them would be lip-syncing for their lives, and the losers would be dropped down into a vat of hot lava. Unfortunately, since I am not in charge, I will simply be content to see possibly Ebony and or Mallory in the bottom, or Argyle. And as far as the winners, I think that either Abacus or Zoara. Because why not? Jackqleen Qkuweeen from Magnolia Promenade. What are your thoughts on tonight's winners and losers? Who do you think should stay and who should go? I believe that I did state that Zoara was the best of the best of the best. And I stand by that. Now, as far as the runway portion goes, and I will be honest, the runway is not my area of expertise, as we all saw in Season 1 of Morgan's Drag Race. However, I feel that Dahlia Swan did a very excellent job. She was glittering in gold, even though that was not what the challenge was asking for, but she looked great. I feel that for the two bottoms, I am torn between the queens, Aranea, Ebony, and Juicy. Because those three did not impress me at all. Alright, I believe that I have come to a decision. Silence! Summon forth my queen! Would the following queens please step forward? Mallory Mocha Marshall, Pomay, Zoara, Aranea, Honey Marie Combs, and Ebony MF Fairbanks. Ladies, the six of you represent the best and the worst of this week's challenge. Since we went through the ordeal of asking your sisters who should go home tonight, and after deliberating amongst my fellow judges, let's get down to brass tacks, because I have made a decision. Zoara, Pomay, congratulations, my dears. You are the winners of this week's Maxi and Runway Challenge, entitling you each to $1,200 and an all-expense-paid vacation to the exotic island of Tartosa. Now, doesn't that sound familiar? Enjoy, ladies. You may return to the back with your sisters.
Winning my second challenge win not only feels good, it feels correct. And don't worry, fans out there in TV land. I intend to keep winning until I get the crown. And then I'm just going to retire to the Bahamas with a hunk named Sergio and a leopard print G-string.
Getting 2 wins in a row, and both for fashion, feels somewhat prophetic, no?
Aranea, you are safe. You may head to the back of the stage with your sisters.
safe! Just safe! I spent a lot of time and effort on that outfit that I got at TJ Maxx and the wig from the seasonal section of Walmart. I can't believe that I am just safe.
Ebony MS Phalanx. Your Le Chic Le Freak wasn't really freak, but it was way chic. And your acting was just completely freak. I'm sorry, my dear, but you are definitely up for elimination tonight.
Honestly, I don't feel that I did poorly enough to warrant a bottom placement, but what do I know? I'm not a judge, only a contestant.
Honey Marie Combs, your acting in the acting challenge, Gay Queens from Outer Space, could have used some work. And your runway look is more chic than freak. Mallory Mocha Marshall. Similarly, I don't see much freak going on, or chic, and your acting was slightly better than Ebony's. Honey Marie Combs, you are safe. You may return to the back with your sisters.
Guess who's not going home tonight, wenches? That's right, me. Honey Marie Combs lives to satisfy and entertain another day. Ha!
Honey Marie Combs. Safe. Say it with me, children. Honey Marie Combs is safe. A sentence I never thought I would utter during this competition, yet here we are.
I, honest to God, cannot believe Morgan did not put Miss Honey Marie's salty ass in the bottom. I thought for sure that bitch was going to be going home strike 2 this time. Nope. Somehow, she managed to stay in the competition. Well, sis, you've done it. There's never been a comeback queen coming back and replacing an existing contestant before. But you, I guess it's got to be a first time for everything. You is it. I guess Morgan is just feeling generous. It is that time of year, right? So I guess she figured, you know what? Why not give Honey Marie Combs an early Christmas gift by not sending her basic ass home? Mallory Mocha Marshall. I'm sorry, my dear, but I'm afraid that means that you are up for elimination tonight.
Just because Ebony and I are both from Brightchester doesn't mean that I'm going to pull my punches, and she's in for a rude awakening if she thinks otherwise.
Prepare yourselves. The time has come for you both to lip sync for your life. Good luck, and please don't flunk it up.
I don't want to send a fellow Brightchester sister home, but I absolutely will if that's what it takes to remain in the competition.
She wakes up early every morning just to do her hair now, because she cares, y'all. Her day wouldn't be right without her makeup. She's never had a makeup. She's just like you and me, but she's homeless. She's homeless. As she stands there singing for money, la la dee la doo da, 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 la la dee la doo da. In my sleep I see her begging, reaching.
I look over and I see Ebony voguing to the music, so that's what I do too, because it's that kind of song, and anything she can do, I can do.
Make no mistake, this is a good lip sync. Mallory is serving face and showing emotion, and Ebony is fluidly moving to the song. It will be a tough call for Morgan to make. I, for one, am not envious for.
This song has juicy written all over it, honey, and I could easily send any of these bitches home if that were me on that stage. Just be grateful it ain't me, even though y'all be getting one hell of a show.
It sucks seeing my sisters having to duke it out on stage, but for what it's worth, they're both giving it their all, and in the end, they will both be winners in my book.
As she stands there singing her money, la-da-dee, la-da-da, 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 la-da-dee,
Ladies, I have made my decision. Ebony M.F. Fairbanks. Shantae, you stay. You may go to the back of the stage with the other safe queens. Mallory Mocha Marshall. The kind, Brightchester friend that never was, but is, and always will. You were sort of an aunt to your friend Argyle Alexis during this competition, but I think you need to be more of a star. And I see your star only rising further and further in the galaxy. Now, sashay away.
I hadn't planned on my exiting the competition at such an early stage, but what's done is done, and we don't cry over spilled milk, do we? Anyway, I'm sort of relieved to be going home. I think that striving to become the next magical queen is an admirable goal in of itself. The drama and anxiety just far and wide supersedes everything else about it.
Honestly, it's heartbreaking to see my bestie from Brightchester leaving so soon. And she never really got the chance to leave her mark on the competition. I know if she had more time, she would have done wonders, I guarantee it.
Wednesday Addams has left the building.
One more queen departs the competition. 11 more remain. How many will make it to the finale? Well, only I will know ultimately, and I'm not telling anytime soon. Now with that said, let the music play.